the Clumsy Shark here, back with another rating climb video, where in this series, I'll be playing chess through the different chess ratings, and you'll be able to just see my games. So, let's get into it. So our first game's against JO9753, and we're playing as white, and he's playing as black. Let's open with E4, a very classic opening. E5, most common response. Let's play Knight F3, attacking the pawn, defends it. Let's play Bishop C4. Going into the Italian game, there's theoretically two moves that's commonly played. Bishop c5. Let's go for the Evans Gambit. Oh, my favorite opening. Because it is so complex, and there's very fun positions that arise here. You can either accept, which my opponent does, or decline the gambit. And usually you follow it up with c3 and d4. So in this case, he moves back, and this is where we attack the center. We also attack the bishop, so it's an immediate threat. So then the bishop, our opponent will have to take and react to that threat. So here we take back, still with another threat to the bishop. Most likely we'll slide here. But in this case, we can always just cover with our other knight and then just castle our king. Still don't know what my opponent probably is thinking of playing. Either moves the bishop into the check. Let's defend with our knight. However, when we move our knight here, this pawn is not, our queen doesn't defend this pawn anymore, so there's only one defender, so our opponent could potentially take advantage of that. So our plan for the next move will most likely be to castle, and then potentially we'll try to just attack this bishop one way or another, because our plan is to get our bishop on this beautiful diagonal to prevent. So he attacks our knight. Um, so let's play from the theme of the Evans Gambit, which is just to attack constantly. So here, we're getting space, and on top of that, we're attacking our opponent's knight. In this case, most likely he will probably go here. Just do a double attack. That's fine with us. If even he takes, we can just take back, and there'll just be an equal trade. Potentially, even our next move is just to move. If he plays any other move besides taking, we can always just move our rook here and attack this knight, potentially to force a trade. Yeah, this doesn't bother me too much. I mean, if he decides to take, our queen will kind of become active, and our rooks will become connected, which is something that's good. And both our pawns are defended, and yeah, pretty successful opening. We could always just move our queen here, and then just attack this weak f7 pawn. But for that, my opponent will likely castle. So in this case, what we could potentially do, is if we trade off, potentially, what I'd like to do is actually get rid of this knight here. So even if I move my pawn here, it won't be the end of the world. Do you know what? Potentially, a plan that I could do is move the bishop back here, relocate it onto this beautiful diagonal. You know what? We'll move the bishop onto this diagonal because the plan is to push this pawn forward to kind of kick the knight out, and then we'll attack potentially this bishop. Since this knight right now is the only defender of this bishop, if we remove the knight with our pawn, then it's good. Responds pretty well. I'm pretty sure he sees that I want to push the pawn, so potentially, actually, I don't even have to play my rook because this pawn is protected by this knight. So here's the plan. Um, Let's just gain space. Uh, into actually no, that was a horrible move by my part. Actually, I should have played rook there. That's a bad move. That was a really bad move. That was a bad move. I should have played that rook first. Oh well, it's how we live and how we learn. Mm, I'm kind of forced to trade here, so we'll just trade and then potentially, yeah, we'll be losing potentially we'll be potentially losing a pawn, which is not ideal, but if this potentially could allow us to get a nice active position, and actually this is a very interesting move, because not only does it allow us to reposition our queen, we line up this beautiful battery onto this square right here, only defended by the king right here. So, and the queen can't actually go here. So this is actually not a very bad position we're in. We can always double our rooks here and potentially go for an attack. Right now we are down a lot of pawns, which is the downside. So if we go into an endgame, most likely my opponent will win. But that's the Evans Gambit for you. A very wild opening, but fun. I have to say though, I like my opponent's profile picture. Kind of like a person that's just lost in confusion. That's me every chess game. Hmm. That's a good move. Mm. Kind of first thought I want to do is just move my bishop here to kind of just attack here. The only problem is that if I actually move my bishop here, the rook will actually move here, and the rook will move here, and my bishop will be pinned to my queen. So let's try and just go for potentially like an immediate threat of just attack the rook and see what happens from there. Okay, okay. That's not a bad move. Not a bad move. Let's try and play over here. Let's attack with our bishop. See what happens. Most likely than not, potentially he could counter attack with b4, b5, my bad. And potentially, if he does that, we can just slide the queen back over and go from there. Ooh, it's a interesting move by my opponent. Potentially, I mean, nothing's stopping me from just playing f4. You know what? Screw it. It's chess. Let's go for it. Um, you know what? I would give up a bishop for a rook, actually. That's not a bad trade. Let's just move the queen out of the way and then see what happens. We're about equal on time, so it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. Yeah, his rook has a lot of different squares he can go to. The only thing I'm actually afraid of is that his queen is not yet active, and oh my god, miscalculation. Ah, of course, of course, of course. Of course, I forgot that the rook can actually take the bishop and that he's not forced to take with the pawn. Genius move by me. Oh my god. Let's just do that. Fuck. Well, that's how you lose a game of chess, people. Oh well. Oh, my opponent actually wanted to chat with me. Oh, send an emoji. Even though I don't know how we can send an emoji in. There are chats. I could find a way to pull it up for the next game. Yikes. I'll just reply with yikes. Oh, yeah. Well, my opponent's actually playing. Yikes. Yeah, yeah. My opponent's playing pretty good chess. Let's see. I mean, it's kind of a lost game at this point, a bit. But hey, why not? Let's just move queen here and then just expand the king side and let's go from there. Oh my god, you have to be kidding me. Oh, of course. Fuck. Okay, cannot move there, of course. Of course, I knew that already. Oh my god, that's how it's gonna be. I mean, opponent definitely played much better than I did here, so. What? What? What is this? What is he doing? What is my opponent doing actually? He had a clear, he had a clear free rook into another check. Oh well, let's just move out of the way and potentially, if he goes for a trade of queens. I mean, my opponent definitely is winning right now, so that's always good to see. Mm, let's just go for counter strike. I mean, at this point, it's kind of a loss, but you never know. Mm-hmm. Goes for that. Yeah, attacks the pawn. I mean, since this is kind of an end game, I can just put it on a if I could put it on a dark square and then the light square bishop can't do anything. Um, I just go for here. Who knows? I mean, yeah, goes for a check, but then defends defends his stuff pretty well. Let's just start attacking kind of weaknesses, but I doubt there will be many actually. Um, you know what? Let's just start walking my king. My king is just an absolute savage at this point. It does not care. It will walk here, up here if it needs to grab that pawn. Potentially this pawn. Yeah, yeah. Oh well. As long as I don't blunder anything else. I mean, if he moves it there, I have to be careful that this rook's under attack. Um, yeah. I mean, let's keep moving on the dark squares and let's see how we go from there. Yeah, yeah. That's a move. Ah, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Ah, I really have to be that shit out of the game. Well, let's try going for another check, and you know what? I'll just potentially say good game to my opponent because he played really well. So mm, takes another pawn. Let's go. Let's freaking go. I mean, I'm at this point. My king is going to walk. My king is going to walk. Oh, You know what? Let's just go for. Let's keep attacking him. Honestly, at this point, we have nothing to lose. Uh huh. Okay. Um. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! I can't move it here. Okay. Oh right. Yeah. Now my king's actually just blocked. It's just wonderful. I mean, if it decides to push, we'll just move it here, and then okay. Yeah, that's defended. Let's just move here, and then potentially that's a weakness. If he decides to push, that's also becomes a weakness. So we'll see what he does. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, this is so annoying. So annoying. And it's not even like I can go and attack this rook. So, you know what? Let's just play waiting moves. Potentially will potentially mess up. Of course, that one now will go. So, of course. Ah, he's playing so well. It's so frustrating. Holy moly, so frustrating. I'll just say he played. I mean, he played well, so he deserves the win. Oh, and I can't even. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, I've got to be kidding me. Enjoy your win, buddy. Enjoy the win. Ah, ladder checkmate, ladder checkmate. Let's go. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go. Ladder checkmate. Ladder checkmate. Mm, so where I just don't lose. I mean, theoretically, I only have one square right now, and yeah, that's the only square I can actually move to. He could potentially play here, which I think that's just checkmate at this point. So, do I have technically another square I could go to? What happens if I go here? Bang, bang, bang. Actually, wait a second. If I go, if I go back, 'cause technically right now I only have. Let's just go back. Oh well. Actually, I just realized, but you can't see, but my opponent actually has a plus 20 advantage on me, which is hilarious, actually. Ah, there we go. GG's. GG's. That's the killing blow. GG's. GG's. Well, anyways, unfortunately, we lost this one, so we're back down to 886. I play like absolute garbage, but my opponent played really well, so congrats to him. Enjoy the win, man, and or girl, I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you in the next episode, hopefully tomorrow, but we never know. Take care.